Good day, everyone. We're going to talk about the topic for today: mooring incident, assessing common pitfalls and key challenges. So, this is what you do and don'ts when dragging an anchor. Mooring is a key operation on board, hindering many challenges for new members involved. In particular, many incidents involving mooring equipment have reported in the last year, resulting to injuries and expensive claims. Some of the common failures are: number one, inadequate lines. Several times of choice of mooring line was based on a wrong criteria, resulting in the reduce of response of line. Additionally, even the criteria were as required, the adequate storage or maintenance procedures may also lead to some results. For example, a new set of two mooring lines delivered on board, safety or care provided, guidance for storage and log their certificates in their appropriate file. When the next safety of care has arrived on board, due to crew change, there was no evidence which certificate accompanies each line. Furthermore, things may have been more complex if one both of these ropes were to use on different mooring stations. And number two, inadequate mooring equipment use. Having the correct lines on board does not necessarily means smooth operation. The installed equipment on board may also create problems. Mooring winches, capstans, fairleads, chock, bollards, etc. are to be manufactured and installed under specific requirement based on mostly on the supported line size, length, and minimum braking load.
Planning. One of the reasons we still report failures is that even though most of the ports and terminals have their own specific limits of environmental condition, the commercial of time schedule pressure is such that in some cases these limits are overlooked. Furthermore, in some other cases, master fails to predict or understand the forthcoming weather conditions or environmental parameters. Next is the best practices. The regulatory requirements for the size, length, and minimum braking load of mooring lines should be followed, as well as IMO MSC or CERC 1175 and relevant IACS guidance. The OCIMF MiG 4 is also recommended approaching on calculating ship design, MBL, and other relevant parameters. Having chosen the right lines, the next step is to know the exact position of on each line on board. The detailed log with position on board should be followed. The OCIMF MiG 4 requirements for the detailed line management plan and mooring equipment register are recommended. The log should include identified position for each line on board, manufacture date of first use on board, and hours under tension. So that should be the best practices that should be doing on board. And next is the levels of a rope inspection. First is the deployment inspection. The deployment inspection is conducted on working length of the line during every mooring operation by ship personnel assigned to specific mooring station. The working length of the line should be inspected for defects which may impair the performance of the line. Second is the routine inspection. A full-length inspection based on visual, external, and internal inspection. Jack lines to be inspected in accordance with manufacturer's requirements. This inspection is to be conducted periodically in accordance with company's maintenance schedule by trained, qualified, and experienced personnel.
Number 3 of levels of rope inspection is detailed inspection. A full-length detailed inspection including all internal and external tests conducted by third party or manufacturer representative to be conducted when the line is near to reach the end of expected service life. End for end policy. All mooring ropes that are fitted on the winches should be rotated periodically as per company policy in order to ensure that ropes which are exposed to heavy load conditions are not exposed for extended periods. This practice will increase their service life. 1. In order to ensure continuity, the ropes need to be rotated irrespective of whether they have been replaced. 2. If a mooring line during inspection shows sign of damage near to splice or on the splice, it must be reversed in order to use the other side of the rope or wire. 3. Each line to be reversed end for end only once. The date of the end for end change and the total hours under tension should be marked. Overall, good planning is a key in order to avoid failures after mooring. In this regard, master should review weather forecast, terminal experience and limits, local environmental condition in order to decide the berthing approach, number of moorings lines to be used and mooring position monitoring during stay. A toolbox meeting to provide information to mooring parties is essential as well. Rules and responsibilities of each crew member should be clearly defined. Therefore, an effective communication plan between parties and ship personnel is one of utmost importance.
Do and don't to avoid dragging anchor. Do. Use an anchor watch function of the ICDIS as a supplement to GPS and anchor alarm. Know the weather and bear in mind the wind direction. Be aware in advance. Study charts. Consider the seabed. Check the charted depth. Always keep a proper watch keeping. Make the depth graph. Don't set the anchor watch on ICDIS without testing it. Anchor on a lee shore even if the chart has an anchor symbol on it. Forget to the double check there will be sufficient chain for high water. Underestimate the importance of extra lookout. Keep close distance from other anchored ship. Do and don'ts when dragging anchor. Sometimes even if everything is done right, dragging anchor may still occur. So the next best practice is to do everything to minimize significantly adverse impact. Do. Use both thruster, main engine, and steering to maneuver. If dragging is inevitable, let the vessel drag in controlled manner. Deploy more cables. Always inform the master and the main engine. Call assistant tag. Stop all cargo operation. Don't override the anchor. Do so when you know oil and gas operation are being carried out in the vicinity. Drop a second anchor unless the ship is small. Forget to inform alert BTS and other vessels nearby of the condition. Maintain cargo baggers.